Hello there, travelers, and welcome to my channel. I'm Shifty Nivy, and if you enjoy goofy, cozy gaming content, then get your snacky snacks and snuggle in. And if you want to keep up to date with all my shenanigans, remember to do all the fun things, the likes, the follows, the subscribes, all that good jazz, because it appeases the algorithm arc and keeps me in your feed. Alright, so we went on a short tour of Fontaine with the adorable new little mezzanine characters that operate the aquabus. And now we are going to dig into some of the fun underwater content that they have added in-game. As you can see, I am a fan of the aesthetics, and I can't wait to show you guys how to operate some of the puzzles and the different mechanics and how things change once you're underwater. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oops, I missed my button. Here we go, button. And button. Ta-da! Okay. So, as you can see, the stamina bar looks different when you're swimming quickly out in the water over the top of the water. And if we run out of stamina, you will see that we do not actually drown in Fontaine, which is a lovely development. I'm going to try to run out of stamina real quick, just to kind of show you guys how that works. And see, we start slow swimming. Why we can't do that in all of Tevat, I don't know. But to dive, we will hit the specific button and be able to come right on down. Let's check out the gameplay tutorial that just popped up for us. Alright, we've got quite a bit going on here. So we're going to start here with Fontaine's Blessing. That's about the transoceanic source water, which is the reason we are able to go diving for an indeterminate amount of time. We don't have to come up for oxygen, unlike other games like, say, Minecraft or almost most swimming games. Usually if you're going underwater, you have to come up for air. That's not the case here. It will just slow you down if you use too much of your speed. Let's go ahead and come up here and look at Recovery Orb. You will sometimes see these energy emitting blocks or fish underwater. Touching them will cause the characters to absorb the energy within them, restoring stamina and HP. That's very important down here because your healers will not have access to their healing kit while you are underwater. Alright, so let's back out here. We're going to change up our party just a smidge, because healers are not going to be able to heal. We are going to want to grab Lynette, and I will tell you why.
You lead the way.
Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to Lynette. We're going to come over here to her character talents. If we go down here, she'll show us where recovery orbs are on the mini-map, and the aquatic stamina and HP gained will be increased by 25%. When you are as squishy as we are at our level, it's very handy. Even if you're a bigger Pop-Tart, it's kind of handy because they have some pretty hard-hitting mobs down here. So we're happy to have her as a freebie. Thank you, Hoyoverse. Okay, actually, I'm planning on leveling Lynette, so let's go ahead and give her a little bit of love. Just a little bit. We don't have to give her a lot of love, but we are going to give her a little bit of love. Just so she doesn't get one hit while we're down here. Actually, I think that's... no. Better off here. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab that free wish from her. Can we ascend her? No, we cannot, because we haven't been in Fontaine long enough. Alright, we're going to grab our achievement while we're here, because I think it's got something to do with Fontaine. Yes, it does. And, alright. So, while we're here, let's talk about some underwater combat. You're going to use one skill to lasso and borrow the ability of that creature. It will stun it temporarily. You are not killing the adorable little ghosty crab. Now, however, when you are in combat, they will fight back, and they will do some damage. Okay, so we're going to fight this crab here. Not that I want to, because he's an adorable little rosy baby. But, for proof of concept, the crab skill that you can borrow will afford you a shield, which is handy if you do a heavy attack. As you can see, it's like heavy attack, shield. We take less damage. I wouldn't say no damage, we take less damage. I don't know what's targeting us, because the crab can't target us like that. But we'll come over here and grab his drops. The crabs in most underwater mobs will give you transoceanic pearl, which is super handy. Let's come over here and, okay, we're going to try out a skill for a different type of underwater mob. So we will select it and lasso it. Now let's take a peek here. Okay, so with the xenochromatic blubber beasts ability, we'll get a pulsing sonar wave that has detection-based capabilities. Holding it down will allow you to aim while continuously releasing sound waves. Now the one we had before was the transoceanic, oh wait. Oh no, this is about the source water again. Will appear beside you, allowing you to unleash. Okay, so this is the lasso I was talking about. And the crab ability will, like I said, holding it down will continuously expand the shield, and when you release the skill, it will release a shock wave as well as the attack. So, right now we're going to be playing around with Blubber Beast, aka Water Puppy. Alright, I love the water puppies. They're probably my favorite underwater mob, well, with the exception of the underwater babies, which are the otter babies. I love the babies. Okay, so right now we have these floating, I don't think this is time, so I can go over this a little more in detail. Alright, so we have a floating seashell here and a bunch of other floating seashells. We need to make them all echo. So what we need to do is take the Blubber Beast's ability and play a game of connect the dots to get them all going at the same time. See, we were too slow that time because I couldn't quite see the others. And now we're going to have them hopefully all going at once and get our chest. So unlocking that gave us this ring. I'm not quite sure where it's going to send us, but we'll check it out. Some chests underwater are as simple as just gathering... Whoa! I didn't expect to do that. Are as simple as gathering rings, which can be handy. Let's come over here. We've got another one. Let's see. It's going to take a Blubber Beast because that's who's here. Usually, if there is a puzzle, they will provide you with the mob that you need to borrow the ability from. So we've got these balloons that look very similar to the ones that we dealt with in Klee's Summer Adventure on the choo-choo bus. No, it was the choo-choo cart, I think. Yes, choo-choo cart. So we need to go ahead and pop all of those to grab the chest. Pretty fun, pretty simple. Now I have noticed that most of the mobs will not overtly attempt to attack you. Oop. Let's grab some stam from the stam fishies. Like, see these adorable little guys here? They're not going to come after us unless we attack them. They do show their health bars, so you know that they are a farmable mob if you're needing certain drops. But they're not going to come after you unless you cause them problems. Which is something I love about this area. I love that it's not very combat heavy. Okay, next up we're going to talk about the Stingray mob, and I think this is the last mob that you can borrow skills from to do your underwater fun things. This one is a mob that will attack you if you get too close to it in the game while swimming. They are easily triggered. So we are going to come over here and we're going to try to target both of these circles, 1 and 2, to unlock the chest. And I totally missed. Alright, let's try it again. I don't know if we have to hit them at the same time or not. Some of them you have to hit in sync. Some of them you do not. So from there and there. Okay, and then you get a chest. There are areas that are going to be locked out that you will need this Stingray ability for. but that is okay. Another thing to keep an eye out for while you are underwater are these little guys. You will need them to get the billets from the blacksmith. So that is a good thing to grab whenever you see it. We've got a nice little cluster of them here. Ooh, I wonder what this does. Oop. And okay, it's gonna send us all the way to this loop. Which will send us to this loop. And that loop. Oh, we missed that one. And that loop. Okay. Maybe the stingrays won't get mad at us. Oh no, they're mad at us. They're throwing their attacks at us. But yeah, so stingrays will come after you. I'm thinking that the underwater robots will also come after you. But aside from those, most of the mobs will leave you alone. Now, romaritime flour is another one that you will need to gather as you come across it, because it will also be used for the billets. You'll need to exchange them for currency. I'm sure that there will be characters in the future that will take that as a level up material. Oh no, our skill wore out. We've got to go borrow a attack skill from somebody. Let's go ahead and grab this little crabby so that we can take on this robot. Where'd he go? I know he's still here. Yeah, there he is. Ooh. And they gave us healing fish. You know it can do some damage if they give you the healing fish. It's kind of like when you hear fight music, or there's a suspicious amount of potions in any other game. Okay, so robots are going to give us the mesh gears. Another mechanic you're going to find a lot underwater and above ground is going to be these different light effects. I'm not 100% sure what the lore behind them is at the moment. I do know that your ideal is to turn them green. So let's read over what it says here. Okay. Pneumozena block. Energy blocks can be naturally occurring or artificially created and are separated into pneumonia blocks and osai blocks. After collecting an energy block, your next normal charged or plunging attack will, upon hitting, release the energy stored within them. This will come in handy when adventuring in places like Fontaine. With the aid of these energy blocks, characters can unleash pneuma or osai energies, even while underwater. Most characters from Fontaine have archae and thus can use their attacks to trigger energies corresponding to their archae attributes underwater without the use of pneumosai blocks. Okay, so right now we have the blue one available, so we will attack here. And that should turn it green, I think, maybe, if I'm understanding correctly. We'll go poof. I think that's the way we're supposed to apply it. It turned green for a moment, but it didn't seem to stay that way. So maybe we have to do them in a certain order. Let's come over here. I think I see... Nope. I thought those fish were a different color block. Right, so let's grab this block then. And try to go up and trigger that one. Okay, see how that one turned green? Alright, so now we'll come over here. Grab the blue one. Oh, wrong attack. Okay, so that one's not turning either, and the other one turned off. So there's got to be a component of order here. So let's see if we can just target it from here. All right, we can. Maybe it's one side and the other side. So let's give that a try. Okay, we have two that are green. Let's come over here. This one? Nope. Okay, we have the order now. It will be... Nope, this one. That one. Then this one. We'll choose that one. And that one. So that's kind of how these mechanisms work. Next we'll move on to some other interactables, like these rocks down here. These are breakable rocks, I'm pretty sure. You just kind of punch them, and boom, you've got some conches. These conches are also important for, guess it, you can try to guess, but I've already said it a couple times. We have special billets for Fontaine, and you will need those for those billets. Okay, let's see. What else would be fun to discuss? Alright, we have unlocked this here. Let's see where it takes us. These are very similar to the in Inazuma. There were the little gateways that we had on the Kitty Cat Island, and I think that was, no, we had them on Sango Yamiya as well. But they're very similar to that, as in they will send you to a very specific location. Oh, so this one sent us to a fishing location. That's kind of handy. I don't have the appropriate bait for this region yet, so we will have to come back for a fishing episode. But, alright, another fun thing. Earlier I know that it sent me above water and the Traveler jumped. And the Traveler will continue to jump, but I have noticed with other characters, they won't jump. They'll just gently come to the surface, unless, of course, it is someone from Fontaine. Fontaine characters will jump and twirl. So that would be like Lynette here. But if I was to go to Zhangling, she will just gently come to the surface, regardless of whether or not I have the stamina for her to go up and above. See? Like so. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit that they added for Fontaine. Now, about the elephant in the room. And by that I mean the giant, awkward sensor bar that they added. I do hope they find something a little more lore-friendly, I guess, to try to replace what has lovingly been dubbed by the fandom as the bubble diaper. Day one, it was, you know, very fluid, very nice, and then they decided to add this big, I know they say it's a bubble, but it's really just kind of a sensor circle on all the characters, even the characters who didn't really require one. I mean, in what world are you seeing anything on Kazuha in his baggy pants and flowing cloak? I don't think, well, I don't know if that's, no, it's like, it's not really a cloak, but, you know, his flowing attire. You're not really gonna see anything there. Same for, I mean, Travelers wearing big baggy pants. I can see the need for someone like Zhangling, not even really, well, maybe Lynette, but it seems like they just kind of did like a broad brush. It seemed rushed, and it was kind of something that, for me, took away after the release. But I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on the bubble diaper. Why do you think they did that? I don't quite get why that was a necessity. But yeah, it's not like anybody's wearing anything that you wouldn't expect to see for like a swimsuit. But yeah, that's my take on the bubble diaper. And like I said, we will be digging more into some fun Fontaine mechanics in the upcoming days, and I hope to see you all next time. So without further ado, let's go. Boop. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you're enjoying the journey and want to continue exploring and progressing storylines with me, remember to do all the fun things, the likes, the follows, the subscribes, all that good jazz, because it appeases the algorithm Archon and keeps me in your feed. If you want more of me, remember that you can tune into my live streams on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on, you know, that one streaming app that will be listed down below. And if you want to keep up with all of my shenanigans, you can check out all the fun things down below, the socials, yeah, those words, and and follow me there. I like to post updates there and just sometimes corny, dorky stuff. But yeah, so I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope you all have a great day and stay safe.